Good evening, everybody. You're welcome again once more to another episode of my life's journey from rags to riches. I am your host again, once more for you. Yes, I'm here for you. Okay? Once more here for you. We are continuing in the spirit of my preparation towards my departure, and like I told you stories of my time here in Uganda. I will continue telling you stories about my time here in Uganda, just to let you know that we are doing well and everything. I think last time when I was telling you one of my stories, I spoke about my experience with the nightlife in Kampala, my experience with Kampala's nightlife. And I told you that I was going to talk about next, and in the next episode I was going to talk about my relationship, how I lived my relationships here in Uganda. But after deep reflection, I just felt like it will not be a proper thing to talk about my relationships here in Uganda, because relationships are a very, 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 very personal thing. It's very, very personal and it's very private. It will not be proper if I have to kiss and I have to tell. It's something that I just don't think it's proper to do, to talk about my relationships in Uganda. So I'm sorry, maybe for some of you people who were expecting the relationships, for me to talk about my relationships in Uganda. I'll not be talking about that. I think it's a very private thing, out of respect for the people with whom I had the relationship, out of respect for them. I don't think it's something that I should even be, talking. And it was very stupid of me to even think about talking about something like this. But don't worry, today we still have one last thing to talk about, a before last thing to talk about, and it is about my graduation day. If you remember, I told you that we were going to talk about my graduation day, how my graduation day went, how everything went, how it was, the build up to the day, and then what happened on the day. And so I am here to talk to you about, my graduation day and how my graduation day went and how the build up went. So at the end of the 2021-2022 semester, the third year, I traveled to Ghana. My mom had come, and she was here in Uganda to handle some business and to talk to meet one of her friends who happened to be my guardian, Auntie Helen. So we went back to Ghana, and I will not lie to you, I was very, 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 very nervous, during that time, because I was like, I just hope that I have passed. I hope that there's nothing wrong with me. There was nothing. I had really fought. I dedicated like the past 2 years, like from year one to year 2, to fight for my marks, to ensure that my marks were there. There were no missing marks, nothing missing, nothing broken, in my marks. Because if you remember, I spoke to you that I had entered KIU in 2018. So 2018, I had filed a dead semester because I was not concentrating. So I had to come back in January 2019. And that thing kind of put some complication in the system when it came to me. They could not enter my marks straightforward. So now I had to, fight to ensure that all my marks were there. So I was very worried. I will not lie to you. In the build up to my graduation, when I was in Ghana, I was very worried, like, what if I failed? What if I have a retake? My mom was quite on my neck, because man, this is already 4 years that she paid my school fees for a program that was supposed to be 3 years, because the last time that she paid, I was not ready, and now she has paid 4 years for this program, and I am just like that. I don't know what to do. So at the end of the day, my mother, I was just praying to God. I told God that, please just help me. Let me, get this thing done. Let me get this thing done. I just want to get this thing done. So I think after some time, after some thinking, I just waited for some time, like towards July. Then I texted our then HOD, Madame Komogusha Maureen, and then she told me that, you see, you have passed. There's everything. There's nothing wrong with you. You are in the next thing. You are going to graduate. When she told me that, I was very happy. I was very happy. I can't even explain to you just how happy I was when she told me that I had passed, because I was finally like, finally, finally I am done with this thing. Finally I have my degree. I have something. They will not say that in my CV that I just have advanced level. Now they can say that I have a degree. And finally, I just had my degree, and that's when I told my mother that this is it. I've been told that I have passed. My mother was just like, thank God, finally. So once I told my mother that that was it. So she said she would start making preparations for us to go back. So I now told her how much was going to be needed for the graduation fee, the graduation fee, not just the graduation fee, but also the graduation robe, what will be needed for the graduation fee, the graduation robe, and all these things. So I told my mother that this would be needed, and my mother, she said that okay, fine, we'll go back. When you go back to Uganda, all these things will be made available. So I went back to Uganda. When I went back to Uganda, and I sat there, my mother began, my mother sent me the school fees. I told my HOD that I'm ready for auditing. My HOD immediately, it was not even long, like that August itself, my HOD just took me to go do auditing. So I immediately started doing auditing at once. So once I did the auditing and I was cleared academically, she told me that I was fine to go and pay the graduation fee. So I went and paid the graduation fee, and then I was now cleared financially. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was very, very, very nervous, man. I was just like, man, I can't wait for this graduation to come. I can't wait for the graduation to come. I can't wait for this time to come, so that I can finally just graduate and leave this KIU, man. Because at the end of the day, I was very tired of the coursework. I was very tired of waking up at the 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, because I have to study. I'm telling you, academics, it may look, but it's not easy. You have to make a lot of sacrifices. So I was very tired of waking up at 4 o'clock. I was very tired of waking up trying to do multiple courseworks and all these things. I was just more like, I just want to be done with this thing, and then we just get out of here. And finally, in November, my mother finally came. As soon as my mother finally came, we finally met, and then we spoke and everything. And then I just went back home, preparing myself for the graduation day. So the graduation day was the 22nd November 2022. It was quite drizzling in the morning. That morning it was drizzling. But nevertheless, I made it to school. I went there, took 1, 2, 3, a couple of pictures and all that stuff. Took a couple of pictures, smiled for the camera and all that type of things. And when I heard my name was called for bachelor's in this thing, I was very happy. I was so happy. I kind of felt like that was a dream come true. That finally, after all these years, I have finally graduated. Until today, I'm telling you that I always feel a lot of pride when I look at my bachelor's. Sometimes when I sit down and look at that bachelor's degree, I just feel very proud. But nevertheless, I'll talk about it later. But yes, once we passed out, we went to a restaurant just near the American embassy here in Zambia. It's called Le Petit Village. It's just near the American embassy. We went there and we had a party. We had a cake. We had all the shrimps and everything. And I was so glad to have the presence of Mr. Hassan Shire, the Executive Director of Defenders. I was so glad to have the presence of Mr. Joseph Bikanda, the Pan-African Coordinator of of the Hub City, Pan-African coordinator of the Hub City program of Defenders. These were the people who brought me here in Uganda. These were the people who took me and brought me here in Uganda. When whatever happened to me there in Cameroon. When trouble came to me in Cameroon. So once that happened, I was so happy, I was so glad, and they came and graced me on my birth. They came and graced me. They celebrated me. My mother celebrated me, and everything went well. And till today, sometimes it feels unreal that I finally got a bachelor's degree. Because when I look at myself, when I came to university in 2015, and I saw how my life kind of slowed down. I felt like my life had slowed down, especially in 2017 when I went away. I saw my life slow down, and all my classmates take their degrees by 2018. I kind of felt the pressure on me. And the pressure was really on me for me to pass my exams and to really get there and make it. But with God's grace, finally I was able to make it. And I'm telling you, till now, it's still an unreal experience. Sometimes I sit down, I look at my bachelor degree, I'm like, is this me? Is this me who did it? Is this me who passed? Me, a whole me, is it me who passed? Because it's just unreal, the experience, to know that you have finally passed your exams, you have finally gone and gotten that degree, you have finally gotten that thing that you were looking for, and finally you have it. It's really so unreal. And my graduation day was very nice. I met Kalonji Raymond. I met my classmates for the last time. I took a couple of pictures with my classmates, Kwejuka Clinton and Kalonji Raymond. I took some pictures with them. I think when the time comes, I'll share the pictures with you people so that you will see. I'm preparing a slideshow, and among them I'll share the pictures for you to see. So I'm just happy for everything that was done. I'm just grateful to God for whatever was done. And the graduation ceremony went well, and that's how I was able to get my bachelor's degree. And 22nd November 2022 forever be in my memories, and I'm grateful to God for that. So that's all I'll say. So it's 16 minutes past 7 as we speak, and thank you for coming again, for watching this episode. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. It will go a long way to help me. It will help me. We are not getting lots of subscribers, but for every subscription that you put, I'm very glad about it. But like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time again, and we'll talk. I think I'm preparing a slideshow of 10 to 20 minutes to show you my time in Uganda, to show you how my time went, just to show you through pictures. I'll not say anything, not put any form of commentary on these pictures. I'll just put pictures so that you could see my life in Uganda, how it was from 2018 to 2024. Aside that, I think in our next episode, I'll talk about how I'm preparing myself towards I'm anticipating the day of my departure from Uganda. So in any case, thank you for being here with me. Thank you for sharing this time with me, and hope to see you again. And remember, God's eye is on the sparrow.